Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Average Gentleman's Podcast. We're back with another episode following a work trip and a week off again. Too much things get in the way.
It's life, guys. It's life. Get used to it. It's going to fucking happen.
Yeah. So I just got back.
None of us have the coronavirus, so if you're worried about that, we're good.
Well, I'm actually going to go to the doctor tomorrow to find out if I have it or not.
Uh-oh.
So I came back from a work trip.
You can't catch it from listening, so
yeah, exactly. I was, and
if you have it, you're going to be the first one in Jersey to have it. Like,
no, well, I mean, I doubt it. I think someone else already has it in Jersey. They just
they've had confirmed cases in Jersey already.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, I didn't travel abroad or anything. I had a trip out into Phoenix for the weekend for work, and I think it was a little bit colder than what I expected. So the weather was pretty much in the high 70s, low 80s the entire time.
But it's cold there in the morning and at night.
Yeah, I mean, in the morning was okay. It was like cool, but I was still going out in like long sleeve dress shirt, and, whatever. And then the last night I was there, I think I went out in like a polo with no jacket, and it was a little bit colder than what I thought. And I had the AC on in my room also, so it was kind of like, I think a mixture of those things combined, and then obviously getting on the plane. So what I ended up coming home with was my left ear ended up getting clogged because I couldn't clear it, and then I almost felt like a sinus infection. Really nothing else. No sneezing, no coughing, no breathing problems. But that's where I'm at. And I guess today's now the third day since I've been home, and my sinus is kind of clearing up. The ear kind of opened up a little bit, so I have no more pressure there. And I mean, it's just more of like a little fucking head cold.
Cold.
Yeah. But my wife wants me to go to the doctor tomorrow to find out if I have the coronavirus or not.
Well, if you do have the coronavirus, you would be the first case in New Jersey. I just Googled it.
Huh.
So there's only been 5 cases found in the U.S.
Yeah.
So far, and they were in.
I thought there was one in Homedale.
According to an article that was updated on March 2nd, so 2 days ago, it said there was one in Washington, Chicago. Crap, I lost it again because I went upstairs, went up to look. California.
Nope, they got one 45 minutes ago, Bergen County.
Oh, so that's new. Hey, you're not going to be patient 0.
All right. Well, whatever. I mean, I don't think it is.
Listen, it's even if it was, the flu has already killed in just the U.S. alone like 5 times the world total.
Yeah. Is
not downplaying?
Is it me or is this? I feel like this is getting blown out of proportion.
Of course.
So it's the problem is that no one knows how to do things in moderation anymore. It's either all on or all off. Cancel culture. No one can make a mistake. It's just you immediately have to be out of our world forever. So that's the problem, is that people are finding out this information and it's spreading and starting to panic because it is an aggressive virus. It is fast moving. It's takes a long period to incubate. So all these factors make it harder to contain it. That's why you're seeing these outbreaks happen quicker, because you don't know you have it for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So that's the real problem, is that, since people don't understand that just being alert is enough, they have to freak out and buy masks that don't do anything. And it's the washing your hands that's keeping you alive. It's not actually putting on a piece of paper.
Yeah, funny. My wife works for a dentist, and they're having trouble getting orders of masks Like they're being limited
'cause they're
to
sold
how
out.
much they can order because of everyone stock being low.
Well, did you see the meme? I don't forget where I saw it, but it was surgical mask company prisons be like, and it's that picture of that Indian guy, like Indian the country, with all the gold chains on all up his arms, around his neck, down his chest, and everything, from all of the friggin' masks they're selling because of people losing their minds.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I
it's
thought
not
the
just
best
that.
was
It's
the.
good.
I forgot where I saw it, but it said that the coronavirus is the first thing made in China that's lasted over a month.
Yeah, I saw that.
Or the one that it was a picture of a guy with panties on his face, like a mask, and it said the coronavirus took another one when a man mistakes his girlfriend's panties for his mask.
Yeah. I mean, it is
just
what it is.
be alert, people. Wash your hands. Practice good hygiene. Don't lick a street pole. Be fucking smart.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been washing my hands like crazy. I've been taking fucking Dayquil.
Are you taking Dayquil at bed too?
Yeah,
If you're taking it 4 times a day.
I actually took NyQuil the first night, and the next morning I was like fucking dead. I couldn't deal with the grogginess and all that bullshit. So I just said fuck it. I'm gonna take the Dayquil.
One of my fraternity brothers, his name was NyQuil, his pledge name.
Yeah.
Because Dayquil would make him high on like an amphetamine. He'd be like, he was taking speed if he took Dayquil because it gave him a side effect.
Oh, God.
So when he was sick, he would have to take NyQuil and come to school on NyQuil. So he'd just be like passing out in class because it was the only way he could survive.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's
Oh, funny! Not too long ago, my wife and I, like we were like one was sick than the other, and she took was it Mucinex PM or something like that?
Yeah.
And she told me, she's like, I feel high as fuck right now. And I looked at her, I'm like, you're crazy. I got sick and I took it and I felt it. Like I don't know what was in it, but like I felt like stoned.
It was the extra strength, medicine relief. Yeah.
You were just basically Walter White there for a little while.
Basically.
That's pretty funny.
But speaking of sicknesses too, not to out my wife, but she had pink eye the last 2 days.
Oh no.
So we had to deal with that in our house. Luckily,
Who farted on her pillow?
One of my friends said, "What were you doing? Farting in your wife's eyes?" I'm like, "No, I wasn't farting in her eyes. What are you talking about?" But yeah, no. I don't know. She doesn't know where she got it. I try and Dutch oven her all the time, but she gets mad at me and says no. Go figure. The only place I can think she got it was we were at one of those like ball pit Play America type crap for my cousin's son's birthday on Sunday. So I have a feeling maybe she just touched something and then touched her eye and
a cesspool of germs and yeah.
So
yeah, we get it. Oh, so good news. I on my trip I ended up.
You don't have AIDS.
Yeah, I don't have AIDS, but I did end up bringing my my drone with me for the. I think this was like the first trip in a while that I've actually brought this. Well, this one with me at least, and I got some hiking done on one of the last days that I was there. Went up like this mountain.
Hiking isn't flying the drone over the mountain. Right?
No. But I hiked up the mountain and then let the drone out.
Who let the drone out?
Yeah.
Ooh.
But it was fucking windy. I got up pretty high, and it was even though the drone you can do it in there's like a regular mode and sports mode. And sports mode is where
so for the listeners, which drone are you talking about?
So I brought the Mavic Pro. So it's the original one. And it's the bigger one of the two that I have.
When you say bigger, how big are we talking? Like
the body itself, it's probably
the size of a toaster, the size of a Buick. I don't know. Let's
say if I expand it out, let's say it's the size of a laptop. Like expand out the arms, the wingspan and everything. So yeah, I mean it folds down, you can kind of condense it a little bit to carry it around.
Gotcha.
And
I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, it's good. And it was I got to the top of this mountain and it was pretty windy and I was able to kind of get it out there, but some of the shots that I wanted to take I mean, it was so windy. I felt like the drone was just kind of staying in one place when I was trying to maneuver in certain ways. So I kind of had to adjust and do some other shots that I wanted to do rather than everything that I was planning on doing. But yeah, I mean, I was literally right outside the airport geofence area of flying. So within the app, it actually tells you how close you are to an airport and tells you if you're, able to fly in these certain areas and stuff like that.
Dude, how long till they come out with a software that just basically puts an electric fence around an area and bounces the drone out before it can come back in?
Oh yeah, that's what essentially this is. Like it won't let your drone fly into the restricted areas.
But that's an app on the phone, right? Or on
it's all integrated. Like I can it's so the app is
but
so that
you could hack that essentially, right?
No.
If you were smart enough.
No.
You couldn't?
No.
I don't know. I'm just asking.
No, I think they have it pretty smart because what it is, it's this drone is GPS built in, right? So those maps will get automatically downloaded into the drone, and it'll know if it's
okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay,
yeah,
you're right. Yeah.
So, but yeah, so I mean, I got some pretty good shots. I think I maybe did a total of let's say 15 minutes of flying time. I really wanted to do more, but I didn't have enough time.
Now, with 15 minutes of flying time, does that seem like it's quick with the drone? Or does it seem like it's a long time with the drone?
Well, I did two different flights, right? So I did one flight that
it wasn't. I'm assuming it wasn't 15 minutes continuous.
No. Yeah,
here a couple minutes there.
Yeah. Well, I
feel like 15 minutes straight would feel like a long fucking time to do it.
Yeah, especially if you're just flying in one spot.
Right. Yeah, it is. I mean, if and that's why I broke it up. So one I did 6 minutes, and the other I did about 9 minutes.
Okay.
So when I was on the mountain, I did 9 minutes, and when I was earlier in the day, before I got up on the mountain, I did like a 6 minutes, just kind of around the area.
How far up did you get?
When I was on the ground, I did 250 feet. When I was on the mountain, I think I only did like another, let's say, 100 feet above the mountain. One thing I had to be careful with was, I guess there was a small plane that was kind of circling after I brought my drone down, but it was pretty close, and there were no like flight paths on the drone software to show me that the planes were going around this way. So I was like, oh well, good thing I didn't have the fucking drone in the air, or else I would have crashed into the goddamn plane.
How often do you think that shit happens?
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you've got to be aware of it, right? So if you're not aware of it, obviously the plane is right away. So like, say if your drone is in the air and you see a plane, you got to like literally get your drone out of the fucking way.
Yeah, that makes sense. But like, I feel like
you're also
be a lot of idiots out there.
You're not supposed to be flying the drone higher than 400 feet. So how often do you have a plane where you're flying that the plane is lower than 400 feet?
Yeah, that's true.
I got a small airport less than a quarter mile from my house, the Linden Airport, that has helicopters and little planes going in and out of it constantly, man.
Right. So the drone wouldn't even be able to fly around there.
Yeah. So plus I got Newark Airport 3 miles away.
Yeah, I wouldn't even be able to fly at your house because Newark Airport.
Yeah. That's cool, man.
Just one of those things.
I want to see these videos when we get together.
Actually, I could send you one. I just did. So I edited what I got. I haven't uploaded it yet because I'm still looking for the right music to put it with. But it's got our new animated logo in front of it. It's got whatever I cut, onto it. Just kind of a nice kind of Phoenix view from the mountain of where I was staying, and one really cool shot at the end. That's about it.
Nice.
Yeah. So I had a good time with it. So next time I go somewhere, I'm going to bring it again with me. And you know what? I didn't have any problems with TSA or anything like that. Literally took the drone out, put it on the little basket, and went through the scanner. Had 2 batteries with me, and boom, everything was fine.
Yeah, when I took mine to Florida, I didn't have an issue.
No.
All joking aside, I mean, I have to hope that at least they know what they're looking for, right?
Oh yeah, of course, of course. But I was trying to be safe about it because this is the first time I'm bringing like this many batteries with me. You know, like I had to drain the batteries. It's like under 25%. Put them in these LiPo bags, which are basically battery explosive proof bags kind of thing.
I didn't do any of that.
Yeah. Well, I was doing some research and I was like, well, fuck it. I might as well just do it.
You know, the difference is, right. Let's
I just
be realistic.
I know.
You're white. Ramsey's not. So you're being precautious, right? I'm not trying. It's a
true.
sad fact of life, man.
It's true. I'd rather, not take the risk.
Yeah, I get
it. So it worked out. And even on the way back, it was fine. I didn't even have to take them out of my bag. They scanned it through the X-ray machine and everything was fine. So can't complain.
Did you check it?
No, you can't check it. It's got to be a carry-on.
Yeah. I didn't realize you can't check it.
Yeah, you can't check it.
I took it as a carry-on, but I didn't realize you couldn't check it.
I mean, you can check it. You just can't check the batteries.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess
any battery?
Any batteries.
Huh. I guess I've been breaking laws for years. I always just throw my extra power bank in my bag and ship it down.
Yeah, no.
You know, like
no batteries.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
Now you know.
Any batteries that I've brought, I've always had on my carry-on, but so I guess it doesn't matter. But
yeah,
interesting.
I have like 3 of them, so I don't want to have because they weigh a lot of fucking weight, man. I don't need the extra weight in my backpack.
Yeah, no, I feel that. But yeah, they tell you too when you get to the gate and stuff, or they ask you have any batteries in your backpack when you're checking this stuff. Now you guys know. Don't check the batteries.
I didn't. Now I feel like I have to obey the law. Damn it.
That's right.
Now we have to get new licenses for flying.
I have to get it for. Oh wait, did that rule pass?
Speaking of licenses, go ahead. Finish what you're saying. I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say my license is up for renewal because my birthday is in 2 weeks. My license is up for renewal at the end of the month, so I have to find a time to find a DMV that does the real license or whatever the hell they're calling it.
Oh, the real ID. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm going to Disney in September, so I don't want to have to renew my license twice in the same year. So
yeah,
that's going to be fun.
But so you guys got mine in the mail today because my birthday's in a couple weeks as well. I guess a month. And did you get you can mail in your renewal form?
Yeah, but I don't think you can mail it in if you go to get the real ID license.
Yeah, I know. But we are now of the age that we can fucking mail in our licenses. What the fuck, man?
Yeah, we're old.
I've been doing that for the last 2 renewals.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't even know this was an option.
Yeah, last 2 renewals I've had, and that's what? So every 4 years? Yeah, the last 2 renewals, I just mailed it in.
Oh, fuck me then, man. I felt old today, but apparently...
You just like going to the DMV, apparently.
Yeah, seriously.
No. I wish I would have known that. Damn it.
I think the one in Wallington does the real ID, but I heard the wait. I mean, it could also be.
Oh, I have a list of a whole few.
It's the end of the month. You know, I could look up the list. If anything, I'll probably go to the one in Wallington, but I'm not going to go right now. I'm going to go to like the middle of the month.
Here's a question: do you have a passport?
No, I did.
Never mind.
But I haven't been out of the country in I don't know how long. So
why? What's with the passport?
Because you don't need a real ID if you have a passport.
Yeah, if you have a passport, you don't need it.
Just use that as your ID, and you can just renew your license through the mail.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, but I don't want to have to carry my passport with me when I travel domestically.
Yeah, I mean, but what's the difference? It's not like it's another form of ID. If you lose it, you get a new one. I mean, I know they say you shouldn't lose. I'm not trying to lose it, but it's not like you're going to, oh no, we're fucked. We're in Florida. How do I get home now?
Yeah. So what's on everyone's TV schedule lately?
Lego Masters has been my new one with Joey.
How is that?
It's good. So it's a competition building thing. So they get like the crazy part is I've watched 2 or 3 episodes of it, and it's Will Arnett, the voice of Lego Batman, which is awesome. is the host, and there's like a dozen teams that are something like 12, 14 teams that are competing, and each week they get a different challenge. So like the first week was they had to build part of an amusement park. So they had a big like room that had little like 2 foot by 2 foot squares that all connected together to make a big board of like this theme park, and it had like, you know, trees in it and a monorail that had to go through your somewhere through your design was the first one. So then they had people build their Legos for like 12 hours. They give them, okay, here's your task. You got 12 hours, start building, which just blows my mind that they come up with these things free form in 12 hours.
So what do they make?
And that, so like one person made like a log flume ride that had, you know, a log flume that flew down it. Then another person made a big Ferris wheel. Someone else made like an octopus looking ride, because they all had to move. There had to be some moving component on your Lego thing. And then there was another one where they had to build something for space, you know, a spaceship, something. And then so it was cool.
Oh, that's not bad. And they do it with their kids, or they just do it just.
No, it's all adults. It's people basically who are not working for Lego, but are master builders. So it's a competition. So each week someone gets voted off, and then the winner at the end will make like, you know, 40,000, whatever the prize is. They win at the end.
Gotcha.
And there's two guys from Irvington on the show, which is like big black dudes, and like wearing like dapper outfits, you know, like the very colorful shirts, like something like Cedric the Entertainer would wear.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like something like that with they both wear, which I think is the coolest thing ever. I fucking want one. It's a Lego boutonniere on their lapel, flower. So it's a Lego flower boutonniere. I'm like, that's fucking awesome.
That's pretty funny.
And yeah, but it's just funny. They're like, everyone else is like dressed up like in t-shirts, like, you know, like regular clothes, and, you know, like this week there was a couple people in cosplay wearing stuff, but they're always like a little dapper outfit. Like, it's just funny watching them build.
That's funny.
Because it's so opposite of what you expect from Irvington.
Yeah.
I'm just being honest here.
I wonder if they gave them those outfits, like the producers. You know,
you could tell that like they're the kind of guys who wear that kind of, like, I could never pull it off, but they're like, you know, like very well groomed, like, you know, bald head, like it looked good on them. You know?
All right, it's not bad.
No homo.
Speaking of bald heads, did you guys see the Shaq picture?
Oh
Yes.
my god.
Yes.
So I didn't read it. I just saw the picture and laughed. What's going on? Like, fill me in.
So basically, he had a bet with Dwayne Wade on the outcome of, I think it was the Milwaukee and Miami game, and like Milwaukee is the best team in the East right now, and Shaq bet that Milwaukee was gonna win, and Dwayne Wade, being, you know, playing for the Heat, bet that the Heat were gonna win. The Heat ended up winning.
Okay.
And he had to settle up on his bet, and he said, and Dwayne Wade said, I don't want you to shave your head. I want to see where your hairline is. So that was the outcome of the bet. So he's one of the hosts on the TNT, like, pregame and postgame shows, and I think that's where the picture was from. It's like literally halfway up his head. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
The funniest part is like they still had it like shaped perfectly up at like that high.
Well, I mean, LeBron James's hairline is bad. This is terrible.
Yeah,
oh my God.
I bet you LeBron James's hair is just like that.
It's not that bad.
I beg to differ. So, spoilers. Negan and Alpha.
Yeah, that was great.
Did you expect that?
No.
So
I didn't realize it was in the comic.
Yeah. So if anybody doesn't follow, Negan was one of the main villains at one point of the show. Now Alpha's another main villain. Alpha is the leader of the Whisperers, and played by Samantha Morton, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan as Negan. Complete opposites.
Zombies?
Well, no. So
But it dresses up as one.
yeah. So what Alpha does is they
Oh
walk.
yeah, I heard you guys talk about this. They
Yeah,
dress up as zombies so they can walk around and no one knows they're alive.
Exactly. Now Negan, he's kind of joined their group, and at some point he kind of pointed out to her that she was a traitor in her group and whatever. To reward,
Dude, how fucked are we as a society if this is what happens? The zombie apocalypse comes and we can't join together to save ourselves. We gotta fight each other. We're fucked as a people, man. But continue.
Well,
Well,
we're gonna
whole-
get there pretty soon with
Yeah.
the coronavirus.
Exactly.
The coronavirus is the prequel to The Walking Dead.
it's true.
Oh.
Well, it's not true. So yeah, so to reward him, she bangs him
With the mask on.
with the mask on, and so he's pretty funny where he's like
so he fucked the zombie.
kind of.
Basically.
Essentially, like
Kind of, essentially, yeah. The weird part was he makes a joke like, I'm not sure if it's turning me on or not, but maybe we should just find out.
But I think it is.
Like his character is just that funny. Where it was pretty fucking
So
hilarious.
if you dress up as animals, you're called a furry. What do you call them if you dress up as a zombie? A Zoe?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Continue. I'm sorry.
There was once. Speaking of furries, I went. Speaking of furries, I actually had I had to go fly out to Pittsburgh a few years ago for work, and I stayed at this hotel. I forget what it was called, but there was a convention center right across the street, and there was a furry convention that same weekend. I mean,
Did
and
you get a costume and go in?
no, but I was like, what the hell's going on? I didn't know what furries were,
You missed a once in a lifetime opportunity.
dude.
You
I
could
had.
have been in there just taking in the strange.
Okay, so what is a
I'm
furry?
not.
So a furry is people dress up in these like animal furry costumes, and they have like fucking orgies and shit.
They turn themselves into stuffed animals, and then they stuff each other's animals.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there was a fucking furries convention like that weekend, and I'm like, I didn't know what it was. I was like, why are all these people dressed up? And then someone was like, oh, they dress up as furries. They have it like once a year. And blah. I'm like, so I don't understand what the whole concept of the furries was. And then they told me, and I was like, what the fuck? I mean, I would say it's only people from Pennsylvania, but it's
I'm not. Listen, whatever makes you happy in life.
to
If you ain't hurting nobody, you do you, boo. That's all good.
No, it's true. Yeah.
But,
each
but at
his
the
own.
same time, yes. But at the same time, if I could experience something that is so counter cultural to myself, and I'm gonna fucking do it, man. Like if I was there, I would have been walking in there and be like, "What's up, furries?" Like,
Yeah, I don't think your wife would approve.
no, my wife would be walking right beside me saying, "What the fuck are these people doing?"
And then she'd look at you and be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be dressing up into a raccoon and banging a beaver from behind or something. I see what I did there, beaver.
Yeah, I did see what you did there.
Yeah, we did.
But yes, that's my furry story.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, it was really weird. I mean, even in the hotel bar and stuff, there were like literally people walking around with just tails sticking out and fucking,
I don't know why, but I'm just imagining everyone dressed up as
a furry.
either Sonic or Tails walking around.
Yeah. Or a giant Elmo saying, tickle me, tickle me.
Where the hell is this episode going?
I don't know. Anyways, another show that I've been watching, I think, Joe, you've been watching it, Handmaid's Tale.
Yes.
That's a fucked up show. So
It's a crazy concept, man.
So,
and just not spoiling anything other than the world.
no, I
Just the
want
world
to
is
break it down for Ray because Ray's never seen it. I don't even think he's heard of it.
I haven't heard of it.
Something happens in the government, I guess you want to say, in the U.S. Children are no longer being born. Like women are having problems getting pregnant. Other women that have children, like, are forced to stop working. They lose their jobs, and then these higher powers in the government kind of separate these women from their families, kill their husbands, and then turn them into, I can't even explain it.
Into a cow. They're breeding it.
Basically.
They're using them to breed.
Basically, and then the they live in these rich people's houses, and then their wives actually pretend like they conceive, just like these women when they fucking have sex. It's a fucked up concept.
So basically it's a post-apocalyptic type world where after there's a mass sterility effect where there's only like a 1% birth rate of people getting pregnant, the country like falls into like disrepair because it's the end of the world, right? So this political power group that's like an ultra right-wing conservative party takes power, and when they take power, they relegate anyone who has a child, because now they know they're fertile, into like these farms where they train them to be handmaids, and then they get assigned to not everyone has. So since these handmaids are so rare because there are so few of them, you have to be of a high rank in the military to earn a handmaid. So they each get assigned to a different general, whatever you want to call it. You know, the Secretary of State has a handmaid because they're trying to use their DNA, because they're the leaders, to propagate the species. And the craziest thing I thought, again, it's a stupid thing, but the way they're named is, so they're stripped of their name they have, and they're given a name which is the main character's name is Offred, but it's of Fred is her name. So her master, whatever you want to call him, is Fred. So her name is of Fred. So everyone knows who she is. And then there's other people know of William is their name. So that's that part. And then the sex thing is the craziest thing. They have to read a Bible passage and lay down a certain way in the bed where the wife is like straddling over the girl's body while the husband fucks the pussy of the girl laying on the bed while the wife is watching him. Like, it's fucking strange.
Yeah, it's so bizarre. Yeah, and they're just like, I mean, and if they don't get pregnant, like the wives, and like, you know, get pissed off and treat them like shit, and like,
yeah, because they only fuck once a month when they're ovulating. So the ideal solution is you come in month 1, you get pregnant, and then you just give birth to a baby, and you move on to the next house to give birth to the next one's
right
kid. So
yeah, it's pretty insane.
And then they take the kids.
Yeah, so they take the kids, and then the handmaid gets handed off. And then I guess I haven't gotten that far into the show to see what happens after the fact, right? After, if they get handed off to another house or whatever. They don't really go that far into it yet.
Yeah, I'm not there yet. I think the farthest I saw was when they gave birth. Was the last thing they saw? The one
that gave birth.
Yeah, the one with the one eye.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. If you rebel in any way, you're punished by, they'll either take out your eye, remove a hand. I think one girl had her clit removed.
Yeah, all Old Testament shit, because they're super like
religious.
Like, yeah, like the what's the Westboro Baptist Church crazy people.
Yeah, it sounds religious.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like almost like a fucking cult, but
a cult. Yeah,
but it's like it's throughout the entire U.S., right? So like other countries don't follow the same. It's just the U.S. And then
isn't there like a separatist movement though in it, that they're fighting battles in the U.S. because the one episode was like, oh, oranges, that means the battle in Florida must be going well,
right? Yeah, there's something like rebels and all this other.
Yeah.
It's super weird, but it's kind of addicting at the same time.
It is, and
you want to know what happens.
What's the main character? Elizabeth Moss is the real character's name, right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you, at first I wasn't a fan of her, but I'm becoming more and more a fan the more I see her do stuff. Like,
yeah,
I'm kind of interested to see this new Invisible Man movie she's in.
I don't know the movie
that's coming out. I don't know the name of it. I've seen ads for it on TV. But it looks pretty good.
Oh, I have to check it out.
Yeah,
but Hulu's got something with this show, so I think it's pretty good.
Did you subscribe to Hulu? Did you do like?
I got the whole Disney Plus thing. Yeah.
So we got it free, so I just subscribed to the Hulu to use it.
Yeah. No, I can't complain. I think it's pretty good. And And then a couple other shows I'm catching up with is Homeland, because it's the final season, and I've been watching that show since the beginning, so I might as well finish it up.
Yeah, that's just been out forever, man. That came out like 10 years ago almost, right?
Almost, yeah. It's 8 seasons in.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
I mean, that story alone, that went, the way the show started was
I love Mandy Patinkin.
yeah, he's a good actor.
Love him.
Yeah. The way the show started was there was a Marine that was captured, prisoner of war, and then they released him, and they think they made him into a terrorist. But like, that character died off after however many seasons, and it completely turned into a different show. So the whole premise that it started with is no longer there, and they're just kind of following this one other character.
But that it's almost it plays with real life though, right? So like, that's the same thing that happens with intelligence all the time. You're going after one guy, and then you get him, and okay, the next threat's still there. We got to keep moving.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, this is all based on like CIA and how there's a lot of how can you put it? Almost like real life scenarios of what's been played out as far as like the media and presidencies and stuff like that. So it's kind of, it makes it interesting.
So
yeah, I like it. And then I just saw, I don't know if you guys are sci-fi, but there's a show called Altered Carbon on Netflix. I watched season 1, I think last year.
I like sci-fi. What's it about?
I'll have to rewatch the first season again, but the idea is there's like the way that your brain is mapped out, it's into like this like computer chip, and like when you die, your brain gets kind of cemented into this computer chip, and someone can take that and put it into like another body, and you can kind of just keep reliving your life, or not reliving your life, but just continuing your life. So something happened to this one like rebel leader where he ended up dying. They had a backup of his brain. He wakes up 250 years later when he originally died. People are trying to kill him. He's trying to find, who's trying to kill him and find out what's going on, trying to find his lover or his sister. And it's like reliving this whole continuation of his life and what happened. But now it's kind of like, I guess it's continuing on that story. And Anthony Mackie now is playing the main character.
Okay.
So, I mean, you kind of...
It's like Rip Van Winkle meets the Universal Soldier.
Kind of. I mean, it's very action intense, so I think you might like it.
Yeah, no. I sound like I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we're getting into
prime time.
Is this the end of the season for shows or the beginning? I feel like this
is the
pilot season starting soon, right?
Yeah, this is the beginning of the spring, or like mid-season, like restarting.
Yeah.
But they did just announce what's his name? American Horror Story, who's going to be back in that.
Macaulay
Culkin.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting.
Excited.
I could totally see him as a character.
Because he could definitely play a creepy ass role.
Creepy fuck.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Remember him, The Good Son?
Yep.
Wow, that was Elijah Wood too. Such a good movie. Who was the mom? The mom was someone too, wasn't she?
Yeah, well, everyone's someone.
Yeah, this is true. Everybody's somebody that loves you. I feel like the mom was someone famous too. Where are you, Safari? But yeah, no, The Good Son, that was a fucked up. Like, what would you do if you were in that scenario?
I don't know.
Like, I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure I'm dropping my nephew. Listen, he's not my blood. I'm going to try and save my son the best I can.
Yep.
I don't know. It's pretty. It's a fucked up comment, but
it looks like he had both his brother and sister in the movie also. Macaulay Culkin.
Well, his brother was in
Home Alone. What
was that movie? Was using that one too? But the movie with Michael Cera and Elizabeth Winstead. Oh, he had to fight the girlfriends, the 7 Evil Exes.
I don't know that movie.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World. Jesus,
never saw it.
Never saw it.
Good movie. Do we find out who the mom is? God,
Wendy Crewson. Never heard of her.
Wendy Crewson. Maybe I'm lying.
Yep, you're lying.
I am a salesman, guys. Remember that. Yeah, I'm looking too. Finally, my computer's working again. 93 Macaulay. So, Jesus Christ. I was 10 years old when this movie came out. So this is like, we were 10 years old. So this is like what we were, like this is poignant to us, right?
Yeah.
Wendy and Susan. Let's see. Yeah, Susan, a bunch of other
And for
shit,
him,
man.
this was, I think, Home Alone was what, 91 and 92?
Yeah. 1990,
Yeah,
My
so-
Girl, 91, The Good Son, 93.
Yeah, but just a different role from him playing this to what he played in Home Alone.
Yeah.
Like it's completely different.
Yeah, but back to Horror Story, he's going to be phenomenal in that role.
Oh, yeah.
Whatever they cast him in, like.
Yeah, I didn't see the what it's going to be based on yet. I don't think that was released, but him being in it's going to be good. And
I
they're
hope they go to
bringing
something good.
back, Sarah Paulson and Evan Peters, and I think Kathy Bates is going to be in it again. They were all out of the last one, the 80s one.
So since we know that all these worlds are interconnected, right?
Yeah.
They've confirmed that. And I don't know if you guys remember, and I want to say it was season 102, the GIMP they had in it.
Yeah.
The guy we never saw his face. Could you see him coming back and that being Macaulay Culkin under that mask?
Nah.
As that?
No, I'd rather have him be a better character than that. I would.
But the way they develop characters, man, they can pull that mask off of him and all of a sudden we get a backstory about him. And
I mean, he could be multiple characters. Look what they did with Evan Peters. Like, Evan Peters, I think in the one season, played like 5 different characters.
Yeah.
He's a pretty good actor.
Right.
He's a real good actor.
He was in
The Office.
Which one was he?
He was the guy that he was like the mass shooter in one season.
Evan.
He's like the cult leader in the other one.
Yeah, in Hotel he was the
he's the young
Marsh.
kid. Yeah. I was thinking of the older guy. I don't know which one. No, but he's great too. This guy. He's been I thought the cult leader one was like, whoo.
Yeah, that one was fucked up.
Oh, and he was in X-Men too. He was Quicksilver.
Yes. Well, before you leave, let's talk about the wrestler who flipped off a 7-year-old.
Now, this was a topic I thought we were going into when we started talking about The Walking Dead, which confused me.
All right, so someone rattled off.
So it was reported on TMZ, which is great for AEW because it's getting their name out there even more. So there's a wrestler, MJF, who is probably the best heel in wrestling right now, and he's a douchebag. Like he's from Staten Island. He's arrogant, but his attitude is. It almost reminds me of the things he does almost reminds me of the Attitude Era. And so basically they had a meet and greet, I think over the weekend, and a father brought his 7-year-old and they went up to him and they took a picture and he flipped him off.
So wait, the 7-year-old flipped him off or he flipped the 7-year-old?
No, he flipped off the 7-year-old.
I love it.
That's funny.
And then there's backlash, like how can you flip off a 7-year-old? I thought it was hilarious. And if you follow,
it was a brilliant move.
Yeah, if you follow, like that's him. Like he's in character. Like that's exactly like I wouldn't bring my son to meet him because I would expect something like that to happen.
Yeah, but again, you want that from this character, that's awesome.
And like even he, the father even joked around about it. Like he thought it was funny. He was seeing a character, and then he looked at his son. His son was like visibly upset about it. So then that's when he's like, "Oh, all right, I guess I have to, say something." And so he went up to Cody Rhodes, who's he's a talent, and he's also like I think assistant vice president, or he's one of the guys running it, and he basically told them like he's in character, like this is like the MJF you meet in person is you should expect the same that you see on TV. But then he's bringing back the family for like to another show and like a VIP treatment. So he's doing it the right way. But he basically said like this. Like,
don't expect anything to be different. Yeah,
and that's the way it should be. Like you play this.
Yes, it should. That drives me insane. Like
sure, some people will say, "Oh well, if you had kids, you'd understand." Like I have 2 sons, and I think it was hilarious.
Oh yeah, I mean, I wouldn't bring my kids to it either. But I mean, if I was there alone, I would expect nothing different.
Because that's what you're paying for. You're not paying, with, especially with wrestling in particular. It's a show. You're not paying to meet. Okay, now if The Rock was, Dwayne Johnson was there, I'd pay to just meet Dwayne Johnson. But you were paying for the character, which is what he's doing. It's like going to Medieval Times. I don't want to see Bob from accounting who works part-time at Medieval Times. I want to see the guy jousting in the night and being the king. It's the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
It's theater. It's a stage show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, plus we all know he's playing the bad guy anyways, right? The bad guy's got to play the bad guy. I mean, look at Razor Ramon when we were kids, right? You ever think he broke character?
Yeah.
No.
The $1 Million Man, he never broke character?
No.
Yeah, he just shoved $100 bills on people's throats.
Exactly. So whatever.
That's how it should be. Like the top heel in the company, you shouldn't be seeing him in public like all like smiles and
it's not a fucking Disney movie. It's wrestling. Know when to pick fights. Know what your audience is and know where you are. It's people who are complaining about this. It's wrestling. Don't take your kid then. Grow the fuck up.
That's true. I mean, you know what you're showing your kids. You know what you're showing your kids, and if you don't like it, don't show it to them.
Yeah, and this is also the same guy who he had an angle with DDP, and on TV he wore a shirt that says "I banged DDP's daughter."
I love that one. That's
the kid's
so
probably
great.
like, "Daddy, what does bang mean?" And he put up his hands like DDP and goes, "Bang!"
Do you know what DDP's doing now?
Yeah, DDP yoga.
It's like one of like the best. Like it's one of the best selling yogas out there now.
Yeah,
crazy. And like, did you see the video of the one guy who did it every day and went from
he was the paralyzed guy.
They were on Shark Tank.
Were they? I just saw it.
He was on Shark Tank.
I heard him on Rogan.
Yeah, he was on Shark Tank. He was on Rogan. He was on a few things. Yeah, it was the guy, the parachute guy that was paralyzed.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Or semi-paralyzed.
I think he had him on the presentation on Shark Tank too.
Yeah, he's had it for years.
Yeah, I heard him on Rogan whenever he did it in the last year. I forgot when it was, but you just said it and it triggered in my head.
Yeah, you also got to check out the that whole yoga thing too. He's got a documentary with Jake the Snake Roberts, trying to get him sober and doing all that stuff. Yeah, I think it's on Netflix actually.
I'll look into it.
He had Jake the Snake Roberts move in with him, and I forget for however long or whatever, so that he can get sober.
He was all fucked up.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. When did you remember when he was on? He was on Always Sunny, right? Jake the Snake. He did the cameo on Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
I don't remember. I never seen it.
I want to say it was Jake the Snake, and he just looked terrible. And this was, I don't know, probably 8 years ago at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, look it up. It's a really good documentary, actually. And it's also another selling point for his DDP yoga shit.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Let's see, Jake Roberts.
All right, well, on that note, gents, I have to actually hop off.
Holy shit, it's already 10:30? Jesus Christ.
Yep.
Well, it was good getting back on the cans with you guys.
That it is. And
I'm not talking about my boobies. I'm talking about the microphone.
But we'll catch up with you guys next week. Like, follow, subscribe. Let us know what you think, and we'll catch up with you guys next week.
All right. Good night.
Later.
Later, guys.